chase me, like, you know, all of this. And I just left. Mind you, y'all, during COVID, we had curfew. So I left, didn't have the curfew slip to drive around, didn't have my license. At this time, y'all already know how I go about when I get cheated on. So it's kind of like, in a sense, I was on I was on go time. Like, I was really on demon time. Like, I was irritated, but couldn't go nowhere. So I came back in, and he was kind of like sitting on the floor, like outside of the apartment, and he was just trying to talk to me. And I was like, you know, I'm really disgusted more than anything, because why you got pictures of her on your phone? You know what I mean? Like, it was just weird. Like, it was just weird. You know, her titties is nice, I guess. They are nice. She has nice areolas. It's just her lips was ashy. I didn't like that. Like, if you're going to take pictures, I need all aesthetics to be in aesthetics. I know everybody going to be like, damn, this girl is crazy. But yeah, so he ended up leaving he went to his homeboy crib, the same homeboy that he left when he accused me of cheating, and came back. When he came back, he did his best to try to explain himself, but what made it worse was there was no history of their conversation. And my whole thing was, you saved the pictures and then you sat here and like deleted the pictures, and then they've been deleted for like while you've been in my presence. Like, that was just the weirdest part. Then let me tell you, sis was a little smart. I guess she had access to her current boyfriend like social media, because I was about to send him her pictures. Like, this what your girl doing? This is exactly what your girl doing, but she blocked me off of his stuff. She ain't blocked me off of her stuff, but she blocked me off of his stuff. I guess she was real smart. I give her that. She was real smart. So in my head, I feel like if a man is going to sit here and publicly acknowledge how I'm the love of their life, how I give them everything, how I do everything for them, you're going to publicly give me an apology. You're going to do exactly that. And then it didn't make it no better that April Fool's was the night that I found out about all of this. And I literally posted on Instagram. I said, today might be April Fool's, but at this point, my life is a joke. Because I really wanted to, like, I honestly and cold-heartedly wanted to walk away. Like, that was my plan. My plan was to walk away. I promise y'all, like, I wanted to walk away. It didn't have nothing with no, oh, you lose him how you get him. What make you think he'll do this to you? No. I wanted to walk away, because my thing is, if we have an understanding on whatever the case may be, there should be no reason why you still picking up on different habits, especially for the simple fact that I was the person that made sure you stayed on top of school, groomed you, because the way basically she handed you to me was not the way that you were after I basically made you, in a sense, to me. Like, that's how I was feeling. So, and just took care of you. That like, I literally like took care of you. So I just didn't understand that part. Now, and especially because you made it very clear that a lot of stuff that I did, she was never able to do or giving you ever. So we go, and like, it's my birthday week. So in a sense, it was kind of like my mood was just disgusted, upset. I still had classes. I still had so much going on that I just went with the flow. I think, you know, I gave him my ass to kiss. I really gave him my ass to kiss. And he said that, he was like, you got me basically feeling like I'm kissing your ass. You better. You better kiss my ass. That'd be the problem. And it's nothing to sit over here, because let me pause for the cause and really put this out as a significant situation. Not once do I ever, and I'm going to say this because I know some people going to be on something, but you done been in a lot of these situations. I might have been in a lot of these situations. Yes. But one thing I'm not going to do is sit over here and just be okay with being, oh, okay, well, you've done been in the side piece role before a couple of times, so, you know, you should understand what no, it ain't none of that. I just feel like I know my place in certain situations. I'm not proud of like being in those certain situations, because in a sense I felt like I devalued myself being in those situations. But that's the point of me talking about this right now, because it's called, you know, humility and becoming a humble person and understanding that, you know, I had some places to grow with my mindset. But anyway, Neil, get into that. So I'm the type of person that once you cheat on me or do anything, and again, I didn't have no record of their conversation, so automatically I just thought that he was lying. Like, everything that he was saying to me, I thought it was a lie. So as I'm like we're going through the days, we're fighting more, we're arguing more. Like, it's nights where I'm going crazy. Like, I'm literally being toxic. Like, talking down on this man, going crazy. Like, I'm frustrated. Failing stuff in school. Not knowing what job I'm going to have after I graduate. Like, everything, every turmoil and anger that's building up on me because I'm still angry about them pictures. And it didn't even matter if I sent them pictures around in group chats, like, because that's what I did. Like, I just didn't care. I really did not care. So now I'm just even more irritated. So now I'm taking my anger out on him. Like, every night you're going to feel my thunder. You're going to feel my wrath, because my thing is, I wanted to walk away. I wanted to walk away. There was no reason for you to want to walk away. So we are fighting, like, fighting. I'm throwing his thing. And again, I apologize for certain behaviors, because it was no reason why I acted that way. But I was livid. I even think before our 1 year anniversary, I literally kicked him out. Like, I took something that he used to use for band and I scraped it across a brick wall. Like, scraped that thing. Like, I was pissed. Like, literally every single day was living hell with Cassie. Literally. So after our 1 year anniversary, I felt like I tried to, you know, calm down, because in my head I was like, damn, like, our chemistry is beautiful. Like, what we have is beautiful. We have goals to get up out of Columbia. Like, after, you know, he finished school, I finished grad school. Like, we got goals. We need to pull it together. We got it in a sense together. He got a job. We ended up getting the same job. I just worked night shift, he worked day shift. But then I ended up getting an offer letter from my new job. And what ended up happening was the car I said that broke down, like, and I wanted to get my own car, I ended up getting my own car. So in a sense, we were fine. Once my first car accident happened, my anger picked right back up. And it wasn't an excuse for my anger to pack up, but that's exactly what happened. My anger picked right back up. So for a while, like, I was out of it. Like, I was really out of it. And it took another toll, because in a sense, we were kind of talking at each other, talking down on each other. And it wasn't fair. But me more, I was real rigorous and real, like, strong. What ended up escalating on the very, like, last day of him being really at the house was, I think I went to go get my new car, and we were arguing so bad that he left me at the dealership. He didn't even know if I was going to pull off the lot with a car. He just left me at the dealership. So when he left me at the dealership, I'm like, bro, I'm about to come give you your keys. I'm about to come, like, take my keys, and you don't need to come, like, to my house no more. Like, leave me alone. In my head, knowing daggone well, like, I want you to come back. So he ended up breaking off everything and just telling everybody, like, I'm about to just get my own place, because I don't need nobody kicking me out all the time. And I respected it, but I was hurt because of the simple fact, like, I didn't want to lose him in a sense. So that was that month. I tried. When I tell y'all, this man was not trying to acknowledge me, not trying to say nothing. He was on some, like, I'm ready to be done. For his birthday, I took him out and I addressed something that really upsetted me. He took that as me being aggressive. Then it was one night where we really had, like, a heart-to-heart. Both of us was, like, crying, like, really bad. And we was just like, you know, by the end of the month, if we don't got it together, it's like, it's time for us to part ways. But my thing was, like, I was trying, like, really hard. I felt like then he really tuned out of the relationship. And I would have respected that more, like, you know, forget the end of the month. We're kind of completely done. When I went, and mind you, we were still, like, together. Our relationship status was still together on Facebook. You know, like, I still wished him a happy birthday. We were still kind of messing around with each other is the best way to say it. So graduation came. And instead of him telling me that he didn't want to go out with me for graduation, he ended up lying and saying that he was getting off work late. Now, you know, crazy women, their instincts is never going to lie. Their instincts is never going to do nothing. So I'm literally sitting there, like, where he was staying at. I'm literally watching, like, the light on. Like, literally. Because my whole thing was, if you getting off late, You just need to get in the shower, put on some clothes, and because I wasn't dressed up, we need to just go out to eat. I'm literally sitting there watching him, like, lay down in the house, the light on and all. Like, I knocked on the window. I hear I'm gonna call you back. Okay. I said, this is what we doing. And I said, my thing was, if you didn't want to go, that's all you, like, basically had to tell me type stuff. So, left. Graduation came. I wasn't even about to go to graduation because I was so livid. Graduation came. I get a whole paragraph on a whole congratulations type stuff. And I'm just sitting here confused because why are you talking to me? Like, why? So, what killed me was even after we had broke up, like, officially, because we officially broke up after I got back from Vegas that year. I had told him, I was like, I really feel like you're going to get back with your ex. Like, I feel like you are definitely going to get back with your ex. I spoke that shit into existence, and that's all I'm going to say. So, we are going through messing around with each other because we live right. Like, I lived here and he ended up moving in where I seen him at when he was at the house. So we were like literally right across from each other. We would mess around from time to time, but we weren't talking consistently. It was kind of like, we're gonna mess around and I'm gonna go about my day. Like, that was our thing. We didn't talk to each other or whatever the case may be. We just messed around and whatever. So I had found out that him and Ariana, Travis and Ariana, added each other back on Facebook. But it was communicated to me that something happened. And, you know, I think it was more so of the simple fact that, again, I already spoke into existence what was about to happen. And that same day that I called him, I called this boy like 47 times. He would not answer my phone call. I called him like 47 times, and he basically said on that phone, I don't want you in my life. Like, I don't see a future with you. Leave me alone. You need to stop calling me. Cool. You finally done said what you needed to say right then and there, which to me was perfectly what I needed. Like, you finally said it. It wasn't, no, we gonna mess around. I don't know. No, it wasn't none of that. You finally said what you needed to say. Everybody knew how strong our relationship was. So in a sense, it was kind of like, a lot of people did not even know that we weren't together. And a lot of people knowing what we had going on. I think that same day I had to go pick up a recommendation letter from somebody. And I was just crying. Like, I was so hurt. It was raining. And then it just gave me Baby Boy when Yvette was in the car and she was like, he don't love me no more vibes. Like, that's what it was giving, y'all. Then right after he told me he didn't want to be with me, he drove right next, like, I was turning this way, he was turning that way. Like, it just gave. So when that happened, I'm crying, and the person I had to go get my recommendation letter from, they ended up calling him. And let me tell y'all something. I don't tell nobody. I didn't tell nobody to call nobody. I didn't tell nobody to talk to nobody. Whatever anybody felt like doing on their own terms was on them. And that's what pissed me off, because a lot of people felt like I was making people call. I didn't make nobody do nothing. I didn't ask nobody to do nothing. So I just want to address that in the room right now. So after that, I think that same conversation, the person did ask him, like, what you got going on with Ariana? He was like, nothing, we're just friends. That was a lie. But, you know, that's what he said. That weekend, I went out because I felt like I needed to celebrate, you know, finally getting over, you know, Travis. I had to finally get over the simple fact that I was tied to somebody that did not want me no more. And I was real cute. I had on a nice tight tiger dress. I didn't, like, my makeup was on fleek, like, cute. I remember posting on Snapchat. I said, I'm looking for a sneaky link tonight. That's what I said. I remember. And I got real drunk. I cursed out somebody at that party too. I remember the night so vividly, y'all. I remember it. I think we had communications on Snapchat because Travis got drunk that night too. So as we had conversation on Snapchat, this man calls me like, where you at? Come again? I'm like, I'm about to be at the house. So he was like, well, you need to let me know when you get home. So I'm thinking, you feel me? This man about to tell me, like, you know, be safe or what have you. And, you know, I just want to make sure you get home safe because I see you drunk. Like, I'm drunk, but I'm home drunk and you out and about drunk. Hell no. I told that man I was home. That man was literally at my door 20... I think I put my pizza in because I had pizza that day. The pizza ain't even ding by the time that man got to the door. So I was just confused because I'm like, what you doing here? All I'm gonna say is that was a great night. That was a great night. But even after all of that, I addressed the simple fact about Ariana because he was just like, no, like that's literally like just my friend. There's nothing going on. Just because we friends on Facebook don't mean that we about to have something going on. The survey says that was a lie. So that was that weekend. 2 weekends after that. 2 weekends after that. 2 weekends after that, he was getting prepared for something. And as he was getting prepared, we were still messing around even after this man said he did not want to be bothered by me, which was my fault because once somebody tell you once, you know, but when you strong on your ex, you strong on your ex. So as like the days are going by, I ended up like I was going to a lot of doctor appointments. I was going to in between this month, I was just doing a lot. But I realized because I still had access to all his information, like he was a little behind on schoolwork. So here go me being a good citizen, doing his homework, just voluntarily, not on something I need something from you. I don't even really know. I felt like I just did it because, like, it's like, in a sense, it was kind of, I'm trying to get your attention, but in a sense, too, it's like, damn, like, you really need some help. You working, you doing a lot, so let me come and try to do what I could do. So he said he appreciated, but again, we was still dibbling and dabbling. After the last time we messed around, something came up. I think I submitted the last assignment. And when I submitted that last assignment, I went to his Instagram and like I'm going through his comments. Mind you, earlier that day before a group of us had went out to eat, I seen a forehead like driving and I just felt like I knew who it was because sis was in a fishbowl. So I was like, something ain't right about today. As I'm scrolling through the comments, I see Ariana under the comments with her eyes. So I'm just out of confusion because I'm scrolling. Like, I'm confused. So I don't know what the fuck I did. All I remember was I left my house and I did not come back until like the next day because I was irritated. And me and one of my close friends went somewhere and we had a discussion like with the people that I got with the person that I got my recommendation letter from. And remember I said they had asked about her and Travis said that they were just friends. Like it was nothing serious. So I literally, that time I could definitely say like, I just went where I knew I was going to get some comfort. That's what I'm going to say. I knew I was going to get some comfort because I was hurt. And I was hurt. Days go by, like the next day, somebody confirmed that it was Ariana, 1. 2, he was on some shit like, I don't need to tell you nothing. Okay, cool, sis. Whatever. So probably at the time, it was right before Thanksgiving, I probably messed around with like, started opening the door because I was holding myself thinking that we were going to get back together. Started, dibbling and dabbling. And what killed me, because this was now the end, like this concluded October, December came, another situation had happened. We had a conversation. We finally had a conversation. Y'all, I was doing some childish stuff. I ain't even gonna hold you. I did. I had told his mama some stuff. Like, I was being real childish. Like, I really was. I would take accountability. I was being very childish. But it was coming from a hurt place. Like, it literally was coming from a hurt place. So we finally had a discussion. We said what we said to each other. And right after that is when I was like, don't be afraid don't try to hinder how you feel about somebody because of me. Don't sit here and hide your relationship because of me either. You feel me? Go ahead and, that's the person you want to post. That's the person you want to do. Like, that's you. Like, don't try to hide your feelings because of me. So now we go, and Christmas comes. he posted his picture, you know, of them two together. I'm not going to say I felt some type of way about the pictures because, again, we had that conversation. It was the commentary from some people on some, oh, it's finally nice to see that you're happy. People that was sitting in my household and, oh, this is what I was waiting for. Like, and people that was in my face. Like, that's what irked the heck out of me, because had I had that energy for some of other people's situations, oh, baby, a lot of people would have been really disgusted and upset. But whatever. Now we come into New Year's. So as I'm coming into New Year's, I'm on this whole vibe of, you know, this your prom year, honey. Like, this your year to get back in your element. You know, you about to start your master's program. You got stuff going good for you at work. Get in your bag and get out your feelings. Like, this man done moved on. This man got this going on. This man got that going on. Like, get out your feelings, because now it's time for you to, you know, forget love, but just love on yourself. Coming to the new year, I'm at work, and this is the beginning of like January. I was pulling in overtime like a crazy person, as well as starting school. I get a phone call from Travis. I need your help with something. So I'm looking confused, because I'm like, what you need my help with? You feel me? Like, what can I honestly do for you? So he was on some, you know, he needed help with something that had came up at the time. And I'm like, all right, cool. You know, I'm off on these days. You just come to the house or whatever, and we'll handle it from there. Now, of course, well, no, I think I said I'll think about it. And then I had let him know, you could come to the house. I'm off on these days, whatever. But I'm going to charge you for basically what you need help with, because I'm not about to be helping you for free and you have a whole shorty in your life. You feel what I'm saying? So he came over. As he came over, he bringing up the simple fact that she feels some type of way about one of my homegirls that she had already had on, you know, social media. And my whole thing was, but she had her, even when we were in a relationship, if she felt some type of way about her, why she didn't delete her then? Stop making excuses. And then I brought up, you know, like, that's your girlfriend. That's what you want. I said, I don't really like that being your girlfriend, but that's your girlfriend. This is what set the alarm off for me. That man said that is not my girlfriend. So I was just like, okay, whatever. I don't know, whatever. So after I helped him, I was like, you know, once you get your money, like your money, you know, I just need my money. I'm not asking for nothing but $50. That's why I said $50. It's crazy how everything is together. I forgot what I said to him when he left, because he left out the front door. He came back. And the rest was history after that. Like, that's what started back everything. The rest was history after that. So at this time, I'm not going to really too fondly say that it was my finest hour, but it was something about this time when he came back that put a battery in my back that I honestly, y'all, cannot explain. Him coming back to me after leaving me, publicly showing this girl back off, not even a year, in like a good couple of months after he done left me. But you came back. So now I promise y'all, the battery, I was a charged up Energizer bunny. It was love yourself, but now it was instead of a peaceful height, but then it was a, oh, you're that girl type of height, because yeah, like now you really get to pop your shit. As the month go by, something was off. You know, you get scares and at the time, like the last time I did something with anybody was November. This was January. So I'm all my body just feeling off. So as my body is feeling off, you know, I'm letting some of my friends know like something might be wrong. Like I'm vomiting a lot, like just little key stuff. It wasn't majorly, you know, like I'm officially pregnant. It was something might be wrong. I remember one conversation that I had on a group call, and I made a joke, I just made a joke. And it was on some, y'all might be raising a niece or nephew or something. Boom, bam, boom, bam, boom, bam, boom. One person on the phone call decides to go and ask Travis's sister if I was pregnant. Travis calls me as I'm laying down in pain, bro. I was in pain this night, cursing me out. You know what I got going on right now. I'm sorry. That man really cursed me out, talking about something. You know what I got going on right now. Do I? Because last time I checked, sir, you said this wasn't your girlfriend. So what do you got going on right now? Cursing me out. Oh, I need to know what you got going on. Was you messing around with anybody else? I need to know the result. I called everybody I had a conversation with, cursed everybody out, and literally hung up the phone. Everybody was trying to talk to me. I locked my room door on because everybody pissed me off, and I had work the next morning. Found out I was clear. By the grace of God, I was clear in the rear. Boom. I called Tim to let him know, like, every time I did something, I took a test when I went to the doctor, everything. Kept him on note since it was so important for what he had going on. Kept him in a note. After that, I made it very clear to him on, like, my very last phone call. You do not need to call me for anything. All I need is my money. And on top of that, too, your girlfriend need to be able to start helping you with certain things. I.e. what I had helped him with. That's not my girlfriend. All right, sis. Anyway, so now something else is coming up. He came back and he asked for assistance with that, but he didn't ended up needing my assistance at the time. So our conversation was like real short. But again, too, I was really on something. I really just wanted my money. Like, you feel me? Like, I don't really do too well with people saying they're going to do something for me. One. Two, if my services, if we have an agreement on our services, but now I know to make people sign contracts. Now I'm about to take y'all to court if y'all tell me y'all going to give me money and y'all don't, because y'all be playing in my face. But that was just really all. After something big, because like that was really while we was kind of having conversations at the time, was because of some simple fact that something big was coming up, and he did express to me when on our last conversation, nobody not gonna really understand what this mean to me but you, as in like me. But again, I started like going off onto a way of, you know, you got what you got going on, and after that situation with the phone call, and he didn't want to tell me, you know, who told him, but I ended up finding out anyway. I'm always gonna find out. After that, I kind of transitioned into talking to other people. Y'all, I was on a hot girl streak for real. Like, you not about the little girl me made me feel like I'm just some little girl when you ain't spin the block. Skirt. Yeah, you spent the block. I think I had 3 Valentines that year. I was out of town thugging with my rounds real bad. After my birthday, the weekend of that year's graduation, I had ended up coming off of work, and my homegirl, my LS was in town. So I came to see her. I didn't know who all was like going to be present because my homeboy was there too. I didn't know who all was going to be present. I didn't know Travis was going to be there. So, you know, when you're sitting around somebody and you feel their eyes looking at you, I'm just looking. Like, and I'm looking at him while he looking at me, because why are you looking at me? Like, you in a happy relationship, right? Mind you, I was already put on before I got there that Ariana had called because, you know, she didn't live here. She lived out of town. Ariana had already called him, asking him to turn around his camera to see who he was around. But whatever, because some of his homeboys used to love to sit over here and say that I was very controlling, and he didn't move unless I told him to move, but okay. Anywho, we go, and I'm just looking at him like, why are you looking at me? Mind you, prior to this like specific day, I was informed that he messed around with a friend of mine who I thought was a friend. You know, she was around me when I was, you know, venting to her about the situation, crying and all of that. That was one. Two, a lot of his homeboys that were from the school and from his hometown were in my inbox at the time, heavily. I was leaving them on scene, wasn't even responding, like nothing, and they kept on coming. That was like a whole bunch of swarming cockroaches coming. But it really triggered me that I was leaving your people's, you know, but you was messing around, and it wasn't only on him because it was on the other people too, but it just felt weird. That's what it was. It was just weird for me. I guess everybody, different strokes for different folks, whatever. Now, We at the event, and we come back. We go see people at graduation. We come back, and I address him about it. I'm like, so you messed around with so and so, and he was like, yes. I said, so how would you feel if the shoes was on the other foot, like me messing with your homeboys? He looking at me like I would feel some type of way. Exactly. So why would you go ahead and do that? Like, I felt like, to me, that was personally wrong, because why would you do that? As I say that same night, one of his homeboys that was in our presence actually that night come in my inbox, and this was my response: I wouldn't do that to your brother. You have a nice one. That's exactly what my response was. Now, again, like, at this time, she done made him follow me on all social medias. I think she made him block my number. Like, she made him do a lot of stuff, because I had congratulated him on something and he didn't respond because she was right there. When Travis and Ariana got together, Ariana's friends would look at my story every single day. It was kind of like they had my notifications on as far as what they were watching. And every time somebody looked at my story, I screenshotted it and put it in a group chat. Like, look who looking at my story. Look who looking at my story. Look, like, every single day they were. And then I wasn't following them. I think they was following me, but I removed them. But they were still. It was like my notification story was on. When she removed and blocked me off of his stuff, he still was coming to watch my story every single day. Like, it was consistent every single day, just watching me. And what I was doing, screenshot, because none of y'all about to make me feel like I'm crazy when I know, like, for one, I don't, I'm not sitting here on some I need y'all attention. And this was going on from the course of when I had the pregnant scare and I left him alone. I was still being watched by him and her friends. And then on top of that, even when I left him alone officially, he was watching me all the time. I'm at work. I get 2 phone calls from his regular number and then 2 phone calls from a private number. Like, I'm saying, like, he must have called me private, but what he want? Skirt. Spent the block. Like, spent the block. Spent the block. Spent the block. So when he came to spend the block, again, the battery now is been boosted even more. It was beyond this world. Like, it was a level up. Like, when you playing in Mortal Kombat and you done used all your combos and it done got you to the point where you about to finish somebody. Yeah, like, that's where I was at. Like, that's where I was at. And I was about to go on vacation, so I was really feeling myself. So he basically called and he was like, I'm trying to come over. Woo, woo. I was like, I'll think about it. I got me a date tonight. You feel me? Yeah, I'm gonna give you my ass to kiss, because why is you calling me again when this girl just made you block me? But hey, whatever. He came over, I think, the day before I left to go home. We messed around, or what have you. And after that, I think I came back. I think I had asked him to pull up, but he didn't. He didn't pull up. Then we had another conversation because something was brought to my attention. And after we had that conversation, I think he pulled up again. But this time, one, it was just funny because every time he pulled up, y'all, he pulled up through the window because of my camera. But people don't know how the camera is set up. You have access to see all of that area. He pulled up through the window, and when he pulled, his message to always come over was the window, and then it was like an unlock thing. It was funny. It was so funny. Oh my God. So as this last night that he pulled up, he had to, I guess they both fell asleep with each other on the phone, so he didn't come back late. Mind you, I left somebody with some insurance to come back home. He came over. He came over, and all I'm going to say is that was the last time he came over. Like came over for that specific reason. That specific reason. That's all I'm going to say. That was like June. Yeah, that was June. So July was like this big event going on. And again, that was the last time, like, we did something with each other. And we go to the event, and she's there, like, she's present. I'm not about to sit over here and be in your face. I don't really care for you. I really don't even understand why you're here, because it's a whole Greek event, but whatever. whatever she had going on. And the reason I bring up about her being at the event is because at the end of the night, somebody addressed me on some, you need to tell your sisters, and I was so confused on what happened because I wasn't over there at the time when the specific situation happened. But two, as much as a lot of people thought that I was running my mouth about what we had going on, a lot of people didn't know what we had going on. And it wasn't on some, oh, I didn't really care about talking. It was really on some, I'm really saving face because a lot of y'all sitting over here in this girl's face and calling her sis. But I'm not about to tell y'all, some of y'all, what I got going on, knowing that y'all sit in this girl's face. That'll be 10 times even worse. So all I know was we had that conversation. I was real irritated because how she feel, I mean, I could understand if I was somebody that was a nobody. I could understand, But it's, in a sense, this crowd is my crowd. That's all I'm going to say. This crowd is my crowd. I'm not even going to toot my own horn. This crowd is my crowd. It's just that simple. I started, after my car accident, which was the end of July, I started messing around with somebody that I had probably had a crush on like a good while, like my freshman and sophomore year while I was at school. Prior to when they got back to school, me and him had a conversation about that particular event, and I was like, in no shape, way, or form was I trying to do anything to piss her off. Like, she might have been focused on me, but I just want you to understand I was not focused on her. And again, I didn't understand why she was there. So we drove. I had dropped him off to like what he had needed to be dropped off to. We had our conversation. After we had our conversation, the text messages started picking back up on some window, unlock, window, unlock. I started messing around with somebody heavily, and I really thought this was the one, y'all. I really thought, played in my face. But as far as the new guy, but Travis ended up texting me one last time, and because the person had ended up leaving early that morning and I was up and Travis was up, I just asked him to come over. So that day, and this was leading up to it regardless because of a lot that I had going on after my car accident. But that day I was just on some, you have a girlfriend in your life. For the 100th time, it was said to me again, this is not my girlfriend. And okay. So I just basically told him, I just don't want to continue us messing around because in a sense I have something going on, and you have something going on. Like, this is for me, once I realized what I had going on and just devaluing and it wasn't even from his situation, it was a couple of situations that year where I really realized like I was really I felt like I was everybody's second choice. So at that point I was like, you know what, let me just start cutting off ties and take somebody serious. Boom, bam, boom. Now we come back and it's football season, band going. This particular game, we played Ariana's school, and I guess she was assistant or whatever. So we leave or what have you. I got dropped off to my car by my LS who built a beautiful bond with Ariana. And then that same night, I think I was just so fed up because I'm like, why am I still being watched when I gave this man back? Like, I felt like I gave this man back. At this time, it's October. So why am I still being watched by her friends? Why am I still being watched by him? Why am I still being watched by anybody when I definitely moved on at the time? And on top of that too, y'all supposed to be this happy couple. Why y'all watching me? I posted on Instagram that day. It was a TikTok. It was like I think it said a bitch. I'm gonna say, when you give a bitch her nigga back and she's still stalking you. That's what I posted, because why y'all still watching me? And my thing was, only because it wasn't her, it wasn't Ariana's Instagram that was watching me. Her friends had to go back and tell her. But why would you feel some type of way about something that was true? Because I give you your nigga back. Why are you still watching me? Shit, why is he still watching me? Why is your friends watching me, period? As I posted that, I'm sitting in the house. I'm so about to go skating. I'm talking to two of my roommates we just talking about life. And one of my roommates looked at me like she already knew something was wrong. So I'm looking at her, what the fuck you looking at? Then I picked up my phone because at this point, a lot of people, because of the person that Travis is, a lot of people have gained and built bonds and relationships with Ariana. Even though everybody that was in her face, everybody that was calling her sis, everybody that was talking to her and being around her knew what was going on between me and this man. That's what killed me about all of this. So I picked up the phone and went to our group chat, and somebody sent the Instagram post of people know where I be at, so pull up. Woo! So all I did was grab my keys and my phone. I didn't grab nothing else. I walked so slowly out this my household door because, again, he lived right across the street and she was in town that day. Little did she know, at the time, I wasn't even coming to address her. I was coming to, now, you don't know what's been going on, honey. It's time for your man to really let you know where your place was. Because every time I asked about you, my girl, you weren't a girlfriend. Every time I addressed you as a girlfriend, you weren't a girlfriend. Every time I said anything about you, you were not anything. And I'm glad you are now. But let's just, at the time, because I was so riled up because you had so much to say. One, and let me put this out before I even get to the next part. If anybody knows me, do not bring nothing to my attention if you do not want me to address it. And that's point blank, period. Don't do that. Because at the end of the day, I like the tussle. And I'm the one that's gonna address the issue as soon as it, like, when it come down to certain things, as it happens. So for me, it was really on some, you feel me, now it's time for all of us to finally have a talk. We can all finally have a talk, and you can finally understand what's been going on. You can finally understand what's been going on. I'm walking over there by the grace of God. One of my new brothers is walking up, and he was like, where you going? He asked me because he knew, in a sense, he was like, what's wrong? He could tell something was wrong. He was just taking a walk, but he knew something was wrong. I'm like, oh no, I'm about to go address somebody. By my tone and how I was standing and how my homegirl pulled up, right? Like, because again, we was right across the street. It was kind of like, you feel me? No, we need you to come back to the house. I'm outside, so I'm trying to calm down. But in the time of me seeing the message, well, her posting, me seeing the message, me about to walk out the house, everybody trying to calm me down outside, calling boom, 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 boom. A bunch of people done pulled up to the house. Like, people, like, when I say people pulled up to the house, I don't even know how people knew to pull up to the house, but a bunch of people pulled up to the house. So when they pulled up to the house, everybody was just on some, Cassie, like, we really just want you to calm down. Like, we here to be really, we're sorry for sending you we're sorry for bringing this to your attention, but we know, we understand how far this really can go. And it's not even what you putting your hands on her. You putting your hands on her really just gonna be you gonna really fling and toss this girl. But what's been going on, what screenshots you have, video footage you have, ring camera footage you have, like everything that you have is really going to be what really let everything out. So they ended up calming me down. I had work the next morning too, so went to work. 2 days passed. Because I had an on-off schedule. Wednesday came. I'm asleep in my bed. Sleep. I get a phone call from Travis's number that's not saved. I just want to apologize for her behavior. Let me tell y'all something right now. If I am ever in a situation where I'm wrong, all I know is my man better stick beside me and not ever embarrass me like that. I'm sorry. Ever embarrass me like that. He had already embarrassed her with some conversations that he was already having. But that right there, he was on some, I had to have a conversation with her, and it's really her best friend that just doesn't like you and doesn't understand why you're here. Sir, what? I've been living here. I've been a resident here for a couple of years. Not even just here, but just in this town, period. What does that have to do with anything? I left you alone. I gave you back. Literally, I left you alone and gave you back. I don't know what else more you want from me. I accepted his apology and still kept it pushing. Another situation after that, because again, I went my ways and kept it pushing. I blocked her best friend because I was just like, you know what, it's going to irritate me because the more her best friend look at my my story or whatever is going to irritate me more to want to say something. So I blocked her best friend. But Travis was still watching me. Then I ended up going to another like performance and was in her presence. Ariana was quiet, shut, didn't have nothing to say. I was in her presence a good couple of times and she didn't have nothing to say. So my whole thing was, again, shorty, 76 feet away from me. Like, it just was what it was. Now, one situation had happened where we was in the gym and we were kind of strolling, and I didn't share, like, because somebody tagged all of us in the video. Me and Travis was strolling in the video together. So I didn't tag like him in the video. Like, I didn't even repost this, like, this tag. I told the person that tagged me, I don't want to be messy, so I'm just gonna leave this alone. She was like, cool, I get it. Like, the person was like, I get it. Ariana finally had the balls to come and look through my Instagram story to look for something that wasn't even there. And my whole thing was, even if I did share it, what was you gonna do? Tell me to take it down? When I woke up the next morning, people that had like followed her were watching my story. So my thing is, at that point, I was like, well, since y'all wanted to see the video, here it goes. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. So yeah, the very, like, after that, she ended up coming back in town like almost every couple of days. I don't know if she felt some type of way. I really didn't care. It wasn't like you feel me, it was, I purposely jumped in the video. To be honest, I wasn't even paying attention. I was literally doing one stroll on the side, and then one of my favorite songs came on and I hopped in. It wasn't even all that serious. But you know me, I'm still respectful. You felt some type of way, shoot, you should have addressed me. Shit, he should have addressed me, but who cares? So as we get close to graduation, and the Wednesday before graduation, because graduation was on Friday, Cassie was having a party. And everybody knew that this was Cassie's party because Cassie was on the flyer. Everybody knew Cassie was having a party. We get to the party and I got tore up. I graduated with my master's, honey. Like, I was lit. Had a good time at the party. Somebody came and was like, how they went, like, one of my friends, she came and she was like, she seen one of our homeboys, but she was like, some light-skinned bitch is being rude. So I'm sitting over here like, what the fuck is she talking about? Like, I just thought she was being her and just going out of her mind. I literally left sis alone. Come out the party, y'all. I was so tore up. I had only socks on. Like, I'm drunk. I am so drunk. I realized that the homeboy she was talking about was one of Travis's homeboys. Then I seen Travis's, like, two of his family members. So I was like, not y'all out here and y'all basically didn't like say nothing type stuff. They was like, no, you was lit. We seen you. You know, it's the master's grade for me. Like, it was kind of like a just small talk conversation. But crazy thing is, I'm right here. Ariana is like right here. And I was so tore up that if she wanted to sneak me that night, she really could have. Like, her and Travis literally walked up, and then after that, I just walked away. Like, I didn't think nothing of it. I did not think anything of what was going on. I did not think of anything happened just because I communicated with the family. I did not communicate with Travis. I communicated with the family. I don't understand why you showed up to the party anyway when everybody knew it was Cassie's party. Anywho, I went home because all I was really focused on was getting in my bed because I had to drive my mom to the airport the next morning, which I didn't really understand why when my sister was kind of driving that way. Anywho, and crazy thing is, at the party, I was with my man at the time, like with a whole new man, with a whole new one. Everyone seen it. I'm with my man. We in Waffle House. We had us a good night, like a drunken night, a typical drunken night. And whole time outside, Ariana and Travis is arguing, like literally arguing. I didn't really know what to say about it. I really didn't care about it. Shoot, I really didn't understand what was going on because all I did was say hello. But then again, why would you come to your ex's party? Duh. Whatever. But yeah, that is the love triangle part 2. And we are now completed with the love triangles. But I'm not gonna hold y'all. Like, I really wish well for everybody. I just felt like it was like a whole bunch of childish stuff going on. And the whole time it was only a bunch of childish stuff because on everybody's end, it was like everybody, all of us had accountability in some kind of part where all of us was just doing stuff that we just shouldn't been doing, you know. And I'm talking about after their relationship, after our relationship, it was like me and him, our communication should have just cut off completely. But it was all like I said in my first video, my second vlog, when someone breaks up with me, I don't know how to really take that too well, because I felt like I tried to leave you once those pictures surfaced. You know what I mean? And I thought I felt better once I sent the pictures out, but clearly I didn't. So, you know, I should have just left. Like, that was just me. I personally, now reflecting, going to therapy and really looking at it, I should have just left, because I really took a lot of my anger out because of that situation. Then on top of that too, for me to allow myself to be in a situation where you broke up with me, went back to your ex, and then you came back to me, I was the help. Like, I literally was the help. And for me to be dodging so many bullets that was thrown at me, friends that I thought was my friends messing around with this man, people sitting over here having so much commentary about their relationship, even though he was still doing stuff, well, whatever their situationship at the time, people accusing, like, basically getting on me for stuff that I was posting, saying that I was wrong for posting the post about giving him back, like being stalked and giving, you know, her man back. It was okay for her friends to be stalking me, but I couldn't talk up for myself. Like, it was so much bullets just being thrown at me that after a while, like, when I really reflect and talk about this now, I'm so surprised that I did not snap before. And that's why now when I talk about this situation, it's not really from a hurt place, because had I talked about this from a hurt place, I probably would have aired my girl pictures out. Like, that's how hurt I was in the beginning of everything. But when I look at it, all of us were wrong. You feel me? I was mainly wrong because I allowed somebody to continuously have me, but didn't want me, in a sense. You know, she was just wrong because she knew what her instincts was. But at the same time, if you're insecure about something that your man is doing, you don't need to be with them. And that's for any woman in, like, anything. If you are insecure about something that your man is doing, do not sit over here and keep pressing the issue. I don't care how many times they tell you that they love you. It is very respectable to walk away. No matter the history, no matter what it is very respectful. But, you know, sometimes men don't know how to be by themselves either. And that might be a him thing as well. Like, you know, he might not know. At the time, he didn't know how to be by himself. So, oh, it's raining. Us kind of messing around still, us kind of not having to pick up, you know, pieces or something. Like, it was kind of like a friends with benefits. And even then, not even that, because we didn't communicate. But I feel like I've grown from this situation. And, like, this was really, like, a situation that I honestly and truly, like, lost myself. Like, this probably, like, this relationship, as much as it was my favorite relationship, it was probably, like, one of my top worst relationships, because I really lost myself trying to please somebody so many times to still be their second piece. Honestly, I've just held myself. As soon as somebody say, oh, I got a girlfriend, leave me alone. As soon as somebody say, oh, me and my ex, I got a wife. Like, for real. Like, I really experienced putting myself as a sloppy second. Like, that's how I'm gonna label myself. Like, when I really did some reflecting and going to therapy, I really was a sloppy second. So for me to understand that now, I'm just proud that I will not devalue myself like that no more. And yeah, no, ain't no more spelling the block around here, honey. But thank you for tuning in, Noviae babes. Mwah.